Hey everyone, it's Lexie. So in today's video I'll be doing my December wrap-up, my final wrap-up for 2018, which is crazy to believe. But I ended up reading a total of 6 books this month, 3 of which were actually audiobooks. So it was just kind of all over the place in terms of what my reading was like this month. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Oh, and before I forget, don't forget to check out my monthly vlog, which is up on my vlog channel, but as of 2019, I'll be kind of doing these little vlogs on this channel now, so I'll keep them up on my old channel. But yeah, if you want to go and check it out, let me know and give this a thumbs up if you want to see more vlog style videos. So let's just hop into this video. Starting out, I first listened to the audiobook for Winter by Marissa Myers, and this is the final book in the Lunar Chronicles. So over the course of, I guess, like fall, I was re-listening to the Lunar Chronicles, which is probably one of my favorite YA kind of fantasies, so it was really fun being able to kind of revisit this world. And just now that there's a lot of things that I ended up forgetting, especially in the later books, just kind of minor details on how stuff went down and all that stuff, but I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I really love this series, and the narrator, especially for the audiobooks, does a really good job at making it engaged and having different voices for the different characters. She does a really good job. So if you're looking for like an audiobook to get into, even if you've read the Lunar Chronicles, I think you would really like this series as a whole. So next I ended up reading Archenemies by Marissa Meyer, and this is the second book in the Renegades series trilogy. I don't know how many books there's going to be in here. Basically this follows 2 people that are basically like superheroes. They have like superpowers, and they've kind of like grown up on different sides in this world. It's kind of like The Incredibles, where there's like 2 separate groups that kind of fought like 10 years ago on the role that they think renegades or like superheroes should have in society. And so Nova goes undercover out in the Renegades, and it kind of takes off from there. So this was a sequel, so I don't want to go too much into it, but I really ended up enjoying this. I feel like this book was significantly smaller than the first one, and that was one of my complaints for the first one, was that it was too long, and this one they really did a good job of making it short and sweet, if that makes sense. But I found myself really into this novel, and I feel like, I don't know, I just was really engrossed with these characters in the story, and I always find with Marissa Meyer books, her dialogue is where she really shines, so I really enjoyed seeing that as well. So I gave this one a 4.5 stars as well. So next I ended up reading The Orphan's Tale by Jenoff, and this is a World War II historical fiction novel where this girl is working at a train station in Germany, and she ends up coming across a cart with basically Jewish children in there and babies that are being sent off to the concentration camp. Some are already dead and some are already dying, but there is this one baby that's crying, and she ends up taking him, and then they kind of run away and get like adopted by this circus. So the concept in the beginning chapters of these were really good. I found myself really engaged with them, but as the story progressed, especially between the 2 main female characters, I didn't feel like I had any connection with them. You don't really see their relationship develop, and it's kind of, they talk about how strong it is, but in my opinion, it didn't come off that way for me, and the ending was a bit rushed, so I was disappointed with how this turned out. I did give it a 3 out of 5 stars because I did find the plot to be very interesting. I found that it was just lacking in a lot of areas where I think my expectations going into it were too high, so I think that was a problem for me. But I was really disappointed with this one because I've heard great things about it. Just for some reason it just didn't click with me. So next I ended up listening to the audiobook for The Actor's Life by Jenna, and this is basically kind of a survival guide getting into acting, and I have no desire to be an actor going into that field whatsoever. I'm much better kind of with normal life, but I'm a big fan of The Office, so I think I got this book last year for Christmas, so I thought this was my last book on my TBR that I needed to read. That was originally on my 2018 TBR, but basically she like goes into the struggle with acting, like kind of getting started, building your resume, headshots, like all the stuff like I don't really need to know, but it's interesting to see just kind of how this field is set up, and I'm very happy that I'm not in there. But I would highly recommend the audiobook in here as well, because it is she kind of narrates it in a way where it's almost conversational, and as well, so like some points do come across where she's being sarcastic and all that stuff. So I really like this actually. Like I was actually pleasantly surprised. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Even though I have no desire in acting, I did find it really interesting, and yeah, I'm just very happy that I'm not in this field whatsoever. But it's very interesting if you're wanting to learn more about kind of the entertainment business, because it is quite complex. Next, me and my friend ended up buddy reading The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. This is the first book in the Remnant Chronicles, which is by far my favorite YA fantasy series. So it follows a princess named Leah who on her wedding day flees with her best friend to a seaside town, and she does not want to be forced into a marriage with someone that she doesn't want to know. So while this is going on, the prince that she was supposed to marry and an assassin are sent out after her. And so this one is really interesting. It's kind of setting up the plot, because later on it's very politically based, and I really enjoy it. Leah is such a strong female character, and this is the 3rd time I've read this book, and I've enjoyed it just as much as I did the first time. And so I'm glad that I've been able to kind of reread this with my friend who's reading it for the first time. And there's things in here that I didn't pick up on like the first time around, and I'm really excited getting into the second one because I think that one is my favorite. But I really love the characters in here, and like I said, Leah is such a strong, she's such a strong female character, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, we just have a lot of fun discussing these, so I'm like really excited that we'll be kind of reading this series and then Dance of Thieves as well, kind of going into the year. So that is something exciting that I can look for. But obviously I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. And then lastly, this is kind of a spur of a moment thing, but I ended up listening to the audiobook to Seriously I'm Kidding by Ellen DeGeneres, and this is my book my sister read, and she's like, oh, it's so funny. So I found the audiobook online at my library, so I listened to that, and it's only like 3 hours, so I finished it in like a day, like 2 days basically, just with all the driving that they had me doing, but with work. But yeah, I really liked it. It was like watching her show basically, and like some of the stuff in here is funny, and I think through the audiobook format, again with like the actor's life, because it is Ellen who's narrating it, you kind of get her humor in there as well. So there was parts when I was driving where I found myself laughing out loud and all that stuff. So it was just a really fun, kind of happy kind of book, and it's basically just kind of short stories about random things, and some of them are really short where it's just like chapter 10 avocados, and so like some of them are just funny. So I really enjoyed this as well. It was just a lot of fun, so I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars, and it was a good book to end the year on. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below what some of the books you read this month were and all of that fun stuff. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.